So congratulations, that was an amazing fight. It just seemed like we all would have liked to see that probably. Have you tested in some other areas, the ground and all that? But I mean, wow, what a clinic. Seemed like every right you were throwing was just landing and landing hard.
Yeah.
And it was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Getting your timing and distance. How'd you feel?
Yeah, I felt good. You know, like I said, I'm learning on the job. Like, I never knew that I would be in this position on this kind of stage so soon in my career. So I'm learning on the job. You know, I felt a little bit more patient today. You know, I got to rewatch the fight. But, you know, I have power, I know that. Yeah, and it's going to happen. I'm going to get tested in different areas. I'm going to get tested in the striking. I'm going to get tested in the grappling and wrestling. It's going to happen. You know, this sport is not always up. It's going to be up, it's going to be down, it's going to be up, it's going to be down. So I'm just mentally preparing for that. I'm mentally preparing for a dogfight. I'm mentally preparing for the day I get cut and there's blood all over my face and I can't see and I got to fight through that. I'm preparing mentally for just all those things because that's what this sport brings.
So, is it too early to call anybody out?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I'm only 2-0 as a pro, and there's nobody really to call out. I mean, I'm just, you know, learning on the job. Like I said, you know, the next guy is the next guy, and the guy after that's the guy after that. It won't be until I'm, you know, maybe 7 or it doesn't. I don't even know the future, you know. But I feel like, you know, maybe call-outs will happen at the right time, when the time's right.
And just a personal question: who would win in a match between you and Nico?
I would just take him down. I would just take him down.
He'd just take him down.
He's got the hands. He's got the boxing, man. He's definitely got that edge. But I just have the edge in grappling and wrestling. But that would never happen. I love my brother.
Well, you look like the Ali name definitely runs through your blood because you knocked him out 55 seconds. You're still undefeated in the PFL, 2-0 this year. What do you see going on with you for the next, let's say, 6 to 8 months? Are you trying to fight again, quick turnaround, or are you looking to take some time off?
I'm looking to take some time off, get better, get in the gym, and just learn and grow, and then hopefully, you know, maybe I can squeeze in another fight at the end of the year. You know, sometimes when you fight so often, you know, you don't really get that time to go back in the gym, try new things, learn new things, and then try them in sparring, you know. So usually, you know, when you're fighting so often, kind of like last year, you know, I fought 4 times last year. You fight and then you get like a week off and you're right back into camp, and then that camp is you adjusting yourself to or adapting to your opponent, you know, the guy you're about to fight. So you don't really get that kind of I'm gonna learn new tools, add new tools to my game, and et cetera, et cetera. So I think 3 fights this year is great. I'll try to squeeze one in again at the end of the year. And yeah, whatever the future holds is, you know, I believe everything was already destined. So
one more follow-up question. You mentioned staying active. Now that this is your second fight this year, walking away with a fight that only lasted 55 seconds, how much can you learn from that? What do you take back to the gym, you know, when you get a decision so quickly like you did tonight?
Absolutely. You know, I heard my coach, calm down, and then that's when I got the knockout. And that's what it is, you know, composure is so important in this game. High-level guys, you know, guys at the highest level, you could see the difference in amateurs or guys who had just turned pro compared to guys that are veterans in the sport. You know, they have that composure, they're calm, they're composed, and in the midst of adversity, they keep themselves calm, you know. That to me would be the biggest takeaway from this fight, is just to stay a little composed, because there's times where I'm like trying to get the knockout or trying to hurt him, and yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway. You know, my first pro fight, I went the distance. I went all 3 rounds. So I knew what it was like to go the distance, especially majority being on the ground. There wasn't much going on the ground. That's why the ref had to stand us up. But I think from this fight, even though it was only 55 seconds, still that composure and staying calm element is the biggest takeaway.
Great fight, man.
Thank you.
Biaggio. So you're in a very unique position. Obviously, you come from a combat sports family. It's safe to say that. Mm-hmm. But you are, to my knowledge, the only MMA practitioner in there.
Yeah.
And I know you said you kind of want to have your own legacy, obviously, from the rest of the family.
Yeah.
How much does it interest you to kind of be essentially considered up there with, let's just say, the Muhammad Ali of MMA, mm-hmm. and to kind of branch off in that direction? Is that something you've ever thought about?
Oh man, you know, to be the Muhammad Ali of MMA is a bold thing, especially when I'm only 2-0. You know, but you know, I don't know what the future holds. Man, you know, I would say the Muhammad Ali of MMA was probably a guy like Khabib, who, you know, never lost, or GSP, you know, a guy that only lost twice, came back and then beat them. You know, my grandfather had lost fights, came back and then beat them. You know, my goal is to just be an exciting fighter. I hope the fight that I had tonight was exciting. You know, that's the biggest thing that I want to give the fans is to be exciting. You know, in boxing they kind of have that the zero matters so much in boxing. You know, and I think Floyd kind of started that trend of, you know, if you lose once, it's you're trash. But in MMA, you know, there's fighters that have lost many times, and then people still want to see them fight. So I love that about the sport. You know, MMA fans, they love the excitement, they love violence, even if guys lose. You know, Gagey is still loved as a fighter, even though he just got knocked out, you know, by Max Holloway. But yeah, to me, the most important thing is to just be exciting, and then learn as I'm on the job like I am.
And I noticed you said, just one more from me. I noticed, obviously, you're a big fan of getting into those wars and being able to kind of scrap it out for the entirety of a fight. But I wonder where you kind of rank or value, or how highly you value, and a very exciting 51-second knockout like this. I mean, in terms of, let's just say, career advancement, in your personal opinion, which do you kind of rank higher? Because both have their different kind of attractive points.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the last part of that question? I'm sorry.
So basically, you know, having a 51-second knockout, or going, you know, 3 rounds in an absolute war, which do you kind of value higher in terms of your own personal preference for exciting fights?
You know, at the point of my career right now, it's good to get that cage time, you know, get a dogfight, go the distance. But people like those quick knockouts, and as a fighter too, you know, the fight's over now. You know, all that anticipation, those nerves, all that anxiety, it's now over. It's done. The fight's over. That's nice. But I think right now, you know, in my career, it's better to get that cage time and to get that experience. But you know, sometimes you land one, it puts a guy down, and the fight's over, and that's what happened tonight.
Thanks.
Just one for me. You clearly have shown that your level's above beyond the competition that you're fighting so far. So just wanted to ask you, like, where do you think you're at in your MMA journey so far, and how long do you think till we see you maybe against some no names in the PFL or Bellator?
Oh man, I'm a baby. You know, it's gonna take a long time. I think maybe a couple years for me to even get to that point where I'm fighting, you know, guys that have been in the sport longer than I have, guys that are in the tournament or have a really good record. You know, this sport is a marathon. It's not a sprint. There's no. I'm American. I'm not Russian.
Nice.
I'm just joking. It's a play on words. Flavor Flav told me that. I thought I'd say it in the media. But I'm American. I ain't Russian.
That was bad. The second time was better. The second time when he did it, the first time it was like.
It was like, what? What are you talking about?
When he did it with a little.
I know you're American.
That was better.
But yeah, you know, this sport, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I'm not looking to rush nothing. I'm taking my time and just trying to get better, learn on the job, and get back in the gym and just get better. James Gifford, shout out to him. You know, he's an amazing coach, and Dennis Davis as well. So when they're together, it's like freaking go Power Rangers. So yeah, I'm just really excited for the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Biaggio, a great night at the office for the XC team. Matt's got a great victory. You as well. But man, I know you guys prepare a lot together for these fights. When you come into a fight week like this, how much more comforting or easier does it make the fight week having a guy that you put in so much hard work with also fighting on the same card?
I think it helps, you know, having a teammate with me, especially a guy like Maz who has been in the sport for a very long time, who's very talented in all aspects of MMA. You know, he's got the stand-up, he's got the wrestling, he's got the jiu-jitsu. It is comforting, but then again, you know, I'm the only one in that cage. You know, it's amazing having both of my great coaches with me, but I'm the only one in there. So I'm still gonna get those nerves, the anxiety, and you know, the mind trickery. So it's great, but at the end of the day, I'm still gonna be nervous regardless.
Absolutely, I understand. Obviously, like you said, 2-0 in your pro career now, making huge leaps and bounds throughout the sport. How do you feel personally as far as your evolution as, you know, a fighter so far?
I'm sorry, what was the first part of that question?
You've been doing great, you know, 2 big wins, and how do you feel like your evolution, the growing process has gone for you ever since you turned professional?
I think it's been great. You know, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure out how to stay more composed. I'm still trying to see how much power I should be putting into my punches as well. You know, you don't have to put 100% power to knock a guy out. You know, there was a couple jabs I threw tonight that were only like 50%, but it still hurt him. And even the right hand, I don't even think I threw it as hard as I could, but it put him down. So, you know, there's things like that I'm still learning. The fight IQ as well, you know, being athletic, being more athletic instead of being kind of the brawler type. You know, when I'm sparring in the gym, sometimes I like to just stand and bang and just brawl, but I have more success when I'm being athletic and having that fight IQ. So doing that in the cage is something that I'm really working on.